There are over 1,000 different Pokemon, and I'm on a quest to find which ones are the best of them all, going through all 9 generations until we have a winner. Hi, I'm Logie Bear, and this is episode 3 in our series, Hoenn and Sinnoh. On to our journey to find the best Pokemon of all time. We actually have a doubleheader today. We have Gens 3 and 4, two of probably the most popular generations of all time, behind 1, of course. But 3 and 4 are just, they're amazing. They're some of my favorites. So I'm so excited to get into the list here. Jam-packed episode. So let's just go ahead and get into it. Hey, just wanted to interrupt your video to remind you that if you're enjoying the content and you like the video, then go ahead and think about hitting that subscribe button. It's easy, it's free, and it really helps me out a lot while I'm trying to grow this channel. I would really appreciate it a lot, and I thank you all that have subscribed to me already. Now, back to the video. So, favorite Gen 3 normal type? There's certainly some options, but I think when you think of Gen 3 normal types, you think of the big old monkey scratching his belly. I mean, Slacking is so cool. He's king for a reason. I had him in Pokemon Go as well, and he's like the highest CP'd Pokemon you can get. So I have one just sitting at the top of my Pokemon box there. So I have a lot of love for Big Monk. All right, the fire types. Similarly to Gens 1 and 2, I think the fire starter is the weakest of the 3 in this generation as well. Nothing really wrong with the Blaziken line. I do think that Blaziken is the worst firefighting type of all of the fire starters, so there's that. But the best fire type from Gen 3 is Torkoal. Very undervalued Pokemon, underloved, but he's a really cute little guy. Gen 3 water type, so it makes sense that Hoenn is like 99% water, so they would have the most water types. A lot of great options, but we're going to go with Ludicolo. I mean, he's just a goofy looking dude. What it is, I don't know, and frankly, I don't even care. And that's just what we're going to do with that. All right, Gen 3 grass types. So I'm going to pick a Pokemon here. And I think I might be the only person ever in existence to like this Pokemon. Tropius. Tropius is... So I love dinosaurs. I mean, the Meganium pick maybe is a tell there, but this Pokemon is so elusive. In my Emerald playthrough, I ran into it one time by accident. I didn't even know it was there, and I thought it was so cool. And it ran away on me. I think it whirlwind on me. So it fled, and I never caught one in the games, and it was so elusive. I thought it was so powerful, but obviously growing up, I learned that this Pokemon's not very good, but I wish it was. But either way, I think it's so cool, and I wish it was stronger so people liked it more. Gen 3 electric types. Dare I say maybe the weakest aspect of Gen 3. Plusle and Minun are who they are. I don't mind Plusle and Minun. I know a lot of people do not like them, but I think their gimmick is cute. But I think it's got to be Electrike. I like Electrike more than Manectric, and I mean, I've said it before. I have 2 little corgis, and he looks like a little corgi. I would like Manectric a lot if he kept his green color, but alas, he did not. So Electrike, you get some love here. Gen 3 ice types. Again, not a strong category, but I think Glalie really cool. A lot of people don't really. They just kind of look past this Pokemon. But the Celio line or the Spheal line is kind of where it's at, and Walrein is king. All right, Gen 4 fighting. We can go with the trash bags because they're all right. I mean, you know my opinion on them, but I think Breloom is really, really sick. Grass fighting is a cool typing, and he's got a little sun hat on. He's just chilling. His little vine whip's like Elastigirl. Kind of dinosaur. We'll pick Breloom. All right, Gen 3 poison types. So you'd look at this list and you'd think, wow, this has got some stinkers in it. But I disagree. I think there are some solid picks to be had. And I mean, what do you think I'm gonna pick? Give me them lips, baby. Swallow is so cool. I don't care what you all have to say. Swallow's cool. Give me a kiss, baby. Okay. Ground type. So I gotta think about this. I got it. I think I know what I need to do. I'm gonna pick Flygon because Flygon's cool, right? I would pick Swampert, but I might have to save him. I'm gonna pick Flygon here. Flygon's really really cool. Don't get me wrong, but I'm gonna pick him here because I have a master plan that will eventually see itself play out. Okay, Gen 3 flying type. Yeah, okay, this is all according to plan. See, again, I'm playing chess while you're all playing checkers, you see. So I'm going to pick Pelipper, the best flying type out of Gen 3. It makes sense because Gen 3 is the water region, and so, you know, it being a flying type with the primary typing of water it just fits, you know? It just encapsulates the region very well. But this is also meticulously picked for what is to come. All right, Gen 3 Psychics. So the Deoxys line, really sick. I can't pick it though, but obviously defense form is the coolest. I'm not going to pick Metagross because I think I'm going to save it for later. See, I know what you internet simps want me to pick. Gardevoir, but I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to get baited by you nerds. So I'm going to go with Grumpig because he's cute. He is a psychic pig, and he resembles that, and he does it very well. So, yeah. I'm not getting trapped. All right. Gen 3 bugs. Okay, so you would also look at this list, and I think the majority of the population would think, these are not that cool. Wrong. These are so cool. A lot of these are great, okay? But there are two that stand out far and above the rest, okay? And one of them is Armaldo. This Pokemon is so cool, and he deserves a lot more love than he gets. Okay, but I'm not going to pick him here because I'm going for the best bug type of Gen 3. Shed Ninja. Cute guy, great ability. Obviously, everybody knows his ability. So, yeah. No elaboration there. Gen 3 Rock type. So, this, you would think, oh, he loves Armaldo so much. He's going to pick him here. Again, wrong. He's going to pick one of the Agrine line, right? Wrong. I'm going to pick Relicanth. I've always loved this Pokemon. I think it's really cool. Watching him like play through of like Emerald Kaizo, it's an incredible Pokemon there. So, just kind of got a lot of little love for it. All right, Ghost types. So, the Ghost type is probably my favorite typing in all of Pokemon. And I honestly think that this might be the best generation of Ghost types that we've ever had. And I'm saying that prematurely. I would have to actually look at all the other ones. But I love every single Ghost type in this generation. Without a doubt. I obviously love Shedinja. I love Mega Sableye. I think he's a mischievous little gremlin boy. And I think he does it well. The Shuppet line's cool. But this line is the best. I mean, I don't know. I always envisioned myself as being a ghost type trainer, a gym leader or trainer, and I always had a Dusclops on my team. And I think it's so menacing, so creepy, so cool. So that's what we're going with. All right, Gen 3 Dragon. See, this is where our master plan starts revealing itself. See, I picked Flygon in ground, and I purposely picked Pelipper in flying, so that way I could pick Altaria in Dragon. Now you're thinking, Logan, you could have just picked Altaria. Like, why did you need to pick Altaria in Dragon? You could have picked him in Flying. Well, let's play out this situation a little bit differently. Had I picked Altaria for Flying, now remember, we cannot duplicate. So I could not pick Altaria or Flygon for Dragon, which leaves me with what? Vibrava? Probably not. Bagon? Probably not. Shelgon? Definitely not. So that would kind of leave me with Salamence, right? And let me tell you, Salamence is probably my least favorite pseudo-legendary. I think he is so boring. Like, he's supposed to be a menacing dragon. I think he doesn't do that at all. Like, Dragonite isn't scary, but I don't think he's supposed to be scary. Tyranitar is supposed to be scary, and I feel like he does that good job. So, that's why I picked Pelipper here. So that way Altaria was available here, and we could pick it. Also, we can't pick legendaries, so that's why none of those are options. See, again, chess. Checkers. Alright. Gen 3, Dark-type. I like a lot of these guys. I'll probably give some love to Sableye here. Like I said, he's supposed to be like a mischievous little gremlin goblin, and I think he's great. Shout outs to little dog Poochyena. Steel type. This is why we waited on the Psychic, because Metagross for Steel is just correct. Gen 3 Fairy. This is also why we didn't pick Gardevoir for Psychic, because, like, come on, guys. Like, there's only 5 to pick from. Like, I'm not going to pick these 4 because they kind of suck. Like, I have to, like, my hands are tied. I have to pick Gardevoir. So, you can't bonk me. So, Gardevoir. All right, our favorite starter. So, you know my thoughts on the final evolutions. Like, you know that I dislike Blaziken the most, but these two are fantastic. I mean, I think I've done the most playthroughs with Swampert and used him the most. I love Mudkip. I love this entire line. Let's get that straight. I love all of them. They're all really great. This line, to me, is really boring. Similar to like Charmander and Squirtle, they're just kind of boring. He's okay and he's okay, whatever. He's great. We're just not going to talk about this one. But it would really have to come down to like these two, I think. Maybe even Grovyle, because I really like Grovyle a lot. But I've used Swampert the most, so I have sort of an attachment to him. So I will pick Swampert. Okay. Favorite gimmick of Gen 3. There's a lot. So Sceptile's tail is cool. I'm a sucker for Christmas. Me and my wife both love Christmas to death. Swampert looks like he just is, trying out for the Arnold Classic. He looks like a freaking tank, dude. It's incredible. There's a lot of really good ones here. It's honestly a toss up between Sceptile and Mega Bayonet, because I love the idea of this, but I'm actually gonna pick it, because I love the idea of like the zippers and the darkness creeping out of them. I think it does it so well. All right, favorite Gen 3 legendary. So I already talked about how I love the Deoxys line, with defense form being the best. The Reggies are what they are. This, in my opinion, probably is the best legendary trio of any generation. If not, they can stack up with, whoever. But one of the most normie picks that I can probably pick on here is Rayquaza as my favorite legendary, and he's really cool and menacing, so he's fantastic. All right, so my favorite Gen 3 Pokemon of them all. I'll give you a second to go ahead and put your guess in the comments of which one of these is my favorite. I'll give you a second. Did you guess it? Did you guess Torkoal? That's who it is. I love Torkoal. I always have. I don't know why. Maybe it's the orange. I love the name. It just kind of fits with him, and I sort of always have wanted a turtle, and I've always wanted to name it Torkoal in real life. So I don't know, but there's that. So now on to Generation 4. So Gen 3 was where I got my start into Pokemon. I started with Fire Red and Leaf Green, and then I went to Emerald quickly after. And then soon after that, I got into Platinum. So this was probably the game that I've put the most hours in, and it was at a point where I was growing up that I actually understood Pokemon. Understood the storyline. I kind of knew what I was doing. I wasn't just, mindlessly going through all the routes and just fighting gym trainers, not even doing any strategies. So I have a lot of love for Gen 4 and Gen 3 specifically. But so this one's an exciting one for me. Okay, Gen 4 normal types. So we picked Snorlax, and we could pick Munchlax because Munchlax is fantastic. A lot of people love the Staraptor line, but there's one god on the screen, and it's not Arceus. And it's not Bidoof. It's Bibarel. Bibarel, I know Bidoof is like a meme of being God, but Bibarel is so cool. And playing through Nuzlocke a lot, this Pokemon evolves early. He gets a good moveset, a good typing, and he's really cute. And shout out to my boy Bucky. If you know, you know. All right, Gen 4 fire types. So I'm not even actually going to waste your guys' time with an explanation. I mean, it's Infernape. What are we doing? Okay, Gen 3 water types. Oh, good. If I could double up, I would. Just kidding. I'm gonna pick Buizel because he is a cute little guy. He's got a little floaty around his neck. Cute little badger. I love him. Gen 4 grass type. So with Gen 4 came obviously the Sinnoh evolutions to a lot of previous generation Pokemon, and I love all of them. I love every single Generation 4 evolution to previous Pokemon. So with that being said, this one might be my favorite. It's Tangrowth. I think it is such a cool way for Tangela to evolve, and honestly a Pokemon that not a lot of people liked or cared for got an evolution. And I think that's what they need to do for most Pokemon going forward. And they did very well with a lot of the Pokemon like Magmortar and Electivire and Magnezone. They did it all. They did them all great. So Gen 4 electric type. I maybe gave it away a little bit, but it's probably one of these two. The Shinx line is fine. I used one in my playthrough, and it was cool before, but I honestly feel like they've lost their coolness as time has gone on. I love all of the Rotoms, get that out there, but in this gen, they're technically legendaries, so I can't pick them. I don't even know which one of them would be my favorite, but maybe Grass. I don't know. I'm going to pick Electivire just because it just seems so like menacing and big, and it would just be so cool to have one. All right, Gen 4 Ice type. So, like, Mamoswine, again, a perfect example of a Pokemon that needed, like, Piloswine just was not cutting it. So giving it this Mamoswine evolution was fantastic. And I guess technically Frostlass counts as this, but it already had an evolution. But I'm going to pick Frostlass, though. I love the lore behind this Pokemon, and its sort of gimmick. Okay. Gen 4 fighting type. I mean, we kind of all know who the best fighting type from Gen 4 is. Clearly, it's Krogunk. And then poison types. So I feel like previously the poison types haven't been too great. Actually, they're actually pretty good. But this category has one of my favorite Pokemon of all time in it, and it is Drapion. I love the typing. It looks scary. It looks menacing. It looks cool. It has great moves, great ability. Using this in Nuzlocke and like just using it to just crush through teams, and it's so cool. And I've grown to love this Pokemon a lot. And its shiny is incredible. You know what? Yeah, just seems right. All right, Gen 4 ground type. So here I am going to finally give some love to Mamoswine. So there's a lot of things I can do, right? I could pick Garchomp, but I think we're gonna have to save that for later. Torterra we'll kind of get into a little bit later. And so what I'm kind of debating between is Mamoswine or Gliscor because I really like both of these. Again, I'm a sucker for Gen 4 evolutions of previous Pokemon. But I'm gonna go Mamoswine here. I couldn't pick it for Ice because of Frostlass. I like Frostlass a little bit too much, so I'm gonna go Mamoswine. And then we get to Flying. Oh, scroll down here, and now we can pick Gliscor. See, there's a lot of things I like here. I like the Drifblims. Staraptor line's okay, but we're gonna pick Gliscor. So we're kind of getting the best of all of them, all three. I think I like that combination a lot. Gen 4 Psychics. This one's kind of a weak category, but Bronzong is definitely the way to go here. Very bulky, good steel type. Obviously, are insane. So moving on. The bug type here. See, this one's actually not as straightforward. I typically like the bug types while most people don't, but here, one of these, I'm going to pick Vespiquen because she's a queen and it reminds me of my wife, and my wife's a queen. So there we go. All right, Gen 4 rock types. This is kind of tough. I'm not really the biggest fan of many of these. But I think out of all of them, I think Cranidos is certainly the cutest and my favorite. All right, ghost types. Yeah, you remember the Dusclops pick and how I love Gen 4 evolutions of previous Pokemon. And you'd probably think, oh, it's obviously another one of those Pokemon that got an evolution in Gen 4. And you'd be right. It's Mismagius. Yeah, maybe I'm a sucker for Pokemon that look like they wear hats. I don't know. But I like this Pokemon a lot. I think it's a great evolution. I actually don't. Dusknoir, ironically, might be one of my least favorite of the Gen 4 evolutions, but I still like it a lot. Moving forward, Gen 4 Dragon. Not going to waste anybody's time. It's clearly Garchomp. Okay. Gen 4 Dark types. Again, I just love Pokemon with hats. I don't know why. Maybe I'm capping. Who knows? But I like Honchkrow a lot. I think it looks like, well, for one, it reminds me of the pickle mascot. I think it's Velasic maybe, just in the face. But it just looks like dark and menacing, and I don't know. Just something about it. It just seems so wise. I've always liked that Pokemon a lot. That's always been my flyer instead of Staraptor. Has always been Honchkrow. Okay, Gen 4 Steel type. There's quite a few good ones here, but I think Magnezone is my favorite of all of them. Gen 4 Fairy, easy peasy. It's Togekiss. I don't want this to sort of get in the way of how much I really do like Togekiss a lot. Every time I have a playthrough, I name it Bomb Pop because I think that is one of just the perfect nicknames for this Pokemon. It's just so aesthetically pleasing. I love it. Okay, starters. Let's get into the starters. Everyone's favorite part. So I think that this might be the best starter trio of any generation. It could kind of be argued, I guess, but I like all of them. They're all good. I mean, or they could just stack up with anybody. Top 3 for sure. If not top 2, if not top 1. With actually the whole community will go wild and crazy over this, that Piplup being my least favorite of the 3. Turtwig and Chimchar are just amazing. But all 3 of the final evolutions are incredible. And even the middle evolutions, like sometimes they mess up middle evolutions, but all three of them I think are really really good. But just for the simple sheer fact that I used Torterra in my playthrough, I'm gonna pick Torterra. And just like the fact that it's just like it's a big turtle, but with on its shell is like an ecosystem. It's just beyond what like Pokemon had not done anything like this previously, and it's so cool, and you just gotta commend it. Favorite gimmick form, I don't necessarily love any of these, but I can respect what Abomasnow kind of goes for. Looks like a snowflake, so I'll give it props. I like it. All right, Gen 4 Legendary. All right. Um, so yeah, Gen 4's got some good legendaries. So I sort of had a little bit of a liking toward Dialga. Um, but Giratina. See, I played through Platinum and I did every single thing you could. I got all the legendaries. Like I said, I put the most amount of hours in this game. Um, but through it all, Roar of Time, Dialga was the first Pokemon I ever got to level 100, so I have to pick it. And then my favorite Generation 4 Pokemon of all time. Again, I'll give you a second. Put in the comments. All right. Did you guess Drapion? Well, you'd be wrong. It's Togekiss. See, I didn't really get to hype it up as much as I wanted to because of the category I was in, but Togekiss is my favorite Pokemon. It's so sleek. I love the color white, and just I don't know, the little red and blue and white. It just, I mean, it all flows together. Not really saying anything like patriotic there at all, but it's just a sleek looking Pokemon, and I've always loved it and will continue to love it. Okay, that's it for Gen 3 and 4. This was super fun for me to make. I love these two generations. So if you made it this far into the video, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. If you have enjoyed the content, or even if not, just go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It's free, it's easy, it doesn't really do you any harm, and it really helps me out while I'm trying to grow this channel. I really appreciate it. We're gonna bust through these next generations, and soon I'm actually gonna start going live on here. So going to play through some Pokemon games, do some other fun stuff. So if you want to catch that, turn on the notifications so you get alerts when I'm about to go live. And yeah, it should be fun. I appreciate it a lot. And if you haven't checked out previous videos, right here.